Hey everybody, it's Angela, and I have finally finished my Smash book. And this is a homemade Smash book that I started about January, and now it's the middle of October 2010, and so that's how much I smashed into it. It sort of goes by date order of stuff that I've done, but I didn't restrict myself to any particular theme or any particular date, or pretty much anything. I just smashed stuff in here. So I did do a video when I first put this together, so I'll put a link to that below. And on this video, I'm just going to concentrate on stuff that I've done since that first one. The only thing I've added to the spine was I have a couple keychains from when my husband and I went to Mount Hood, and I have one of these little articulated artist model keychains, which I thought was cute. I haven't really done anything else with the front of the book, and let's see, you've seen most of this. Let me go to where I left off. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to start. I have to watch my old video and see where I left off. Okay, so on this page I have a Smokey the Bear, and I've just stapled it in a couple places so that I can use it, sorry about the glare, to stick these items in. And essentially this was just pages of my garden, the progress of my garden boxes throughout the year. And then I had also taken pictures of all the different varieties that I planted, all the plant stakes. And on the back I put information about when I had my first tomato, when I got the first broccoli or cucumber, and that's just a reminder for next year, and to see if it's earlier next year or later or whatever. And then this is a picture of my husband and my stepdaughter doing the taste test. I pulled out all 10 different varieties of tomatoes that I had planted, and just numbered the bowls, and then they wrote on the edge of the paper bowls which ones, or they rated them from like 1 to 10. So that way in years to come I'll know which tomatoes were our favorites, and I can get more seed and replant those. In this one I'd just been saving different postage stamps that I got throughout the time I've been smashing in here. This was a skunk that was in our yard. I think I showed this page before, but then this was one of the baby skunks that they had that I saw later. And then this is a mason bee house that I built. I just talk about that. On this page is a picture of where my husband and I went out to dinner. This is the little flag that was in my drink. I just stuck it on here with some Hello Kitty washi tape. And here's the drink. You can see my husband there. And in this French fry packet I just have some business cards of other places we like to go out and eat. Bound into the book I have this menu of a place we enjoy going to. On this page I have some ATCs that I made, and I've just kind of slipped them in here. And I have some advertising from an athletic studio that I started doing Zumba classes at, and I talk about starting Zumba. This page is about some target practice that I did, and part of a target on here. On this page, it's just a small page. It's about a motorcycle trip that my husband and I took, and I've just got journaling and pictures, and we took the motorcycle over the Canby Ferry, and so I just have pictures of that. On the back I have a card that someone sent to me, and some purple duct tape. Here we met some people for dinner, and they were ADV motorcycle riders. I just wrote about that, and I wrote my journaling on the back of a piece of an envelope, on the security pattern of an envelope. This side was just about a friend of mine who passed away. this year, and on this one I just put pictures from my garden in here, and I actually have room for a few more on this, so I might print out a couple more photos of the garden this year and put on there. And then these two pages were all the plant stakes from stuff I had planted, and then I put a picture of where I planted it in the yard. Like these were my hanging baskets, and these were other things, and I kind of took a picture of where I planted them, you know, in the yard. And I put, up here I've got a thing that says May, a tab on there. I'll skip that page because it's of where I live. This page, these little pages, I just put things that I just had one photo. Like I had one photo from Father's Day, so I talk about that. And a picture of my husband and his son. A picture I took of a friend of mine who wrote my name in sidewalk chalk on the driveway, and some homemade smash books that I made for some daughters of a friend of mine, and I did a video on that too. These were some little like return address labels that I found of my grandparents, and those were like from over 30 years ago, and I just found them kicking around in a drawer, and it just made me think of them. And it's just one of those little pieces that you just find in your life of your, you know, loved ones, and I just kind of wanted to save those in here. This was the perfect place to put something like that. Talk about the apple tree I started cutting down because it never gives us apples. A cute little note that my husband left me one morning. A picture of some lightning that I took. We had a lightning storm. A picture of a cow and a side of beef that I'm ordering this year, and I did a layout about that. And just talking about how we got rid of our TV more than a year ago, and we just have Netflix. But I haven't really missed TV because I have YouTube. And this is a picture of my husband and my stepdaughter, and they had been painting this truck. And a card from another YouTube person here on YouTube. Hi, Taylor. And I have her address in case I ever want to send her a box of goodies. And then I have me and a friend of mine do a jog twice a week, and I just kind of have a map of the route that we take. We jog 1.5 miles twice a week, so I just talk about that. And then this was a restaurant that my husband and I go to, and they had these paper placemats, and so I've just torn up the placemat and collaged it on this page and just talk about it. And then here I talk about the fact that I'm just now fitting into my size 6 Levi's. I was size 12 at the beginning of the year, and I've been working on losing weight, so I'm just starting to fit in my size 6s, which is my goal. So once I get into those and feel real comfortable, then I'm just going to maintain that weight. These are just pictures of food, hence the reason I got to a size 12 in the first place. But I am trying to cook healthier, like grilled chicken and quinoa and kale soup and veggie pizza and stuff like that. So I have been making an effort to cook healthier and not eat processed foods. And my husband was trying out some new cologne, so he bought some Armani. And so I have the little thing from that. Here was my husband's birthday card that my mom gave to him. The brochure from a fruit stand that we had went to, and their business card on the side. This is pictures from a parade that my husband and I took a truck in the parade and threw out candy, and this was our participant ribbon from that, and this was the ad from the parade in our town, and I stuck these extra pictures on here and just used the ad to cover the back of the piece of paper. And then this was the second parade that we were in our participant ribbon, and I did a bunch of journaling. Here's a picture of candy that we throughout and the parade route, and we took the veterans in the parade in the truck, and they were throwing candy. And this is my plastic tab. I have one of these, you know, those little tiny lapel pins that you never wear and you never know what to do with, so I just kind of stuck it in here. And let's see here. I have a newspaper article from a little earthquake we had here in Oregon, and that I felt. My husband didn't feel it. He was a little farther north. He was in Portland at the time, but I felt it, and so I just kind of wrote about the earthquake. And then I have an article and some journaling about my uncle who passed away this year. This is a postcard of some jackalopes that my neighbor was going to throw away, and I just couldn't throw away the jackalopes, so I put them in here. Some packaging off some bacon that my husband just loves. Some basil salt that I tried making. I'll probably make some more of it because this didn't turn out having a ton of basil flavor, so I'm going to make it again with more herbs and stuff because I love flavored salts on stuff. And these are just some tags, some Hello Kitty, a Zumba tag from some Zumba shirt that I bought. And here's some vegetable soup that I made using vegetables from my garden and my sister-in-law's garden. So that was cool, just to be able to use all fresh vegetables. And then some pictures from a trip my husband and I took to Mount Hood. I used a postcard as a flap to put one of the brochures and more photos and stuff inside. On this page I stapled one of these page protectors, and it just talks about a day that my husband and we went shopping, and we went to some flea markets and antique stores and had lunch and had dinner, and you know, just talked about a really nice day that my husband and I had. And here I have a picture of some new cowboy boots that I bought. These are the first Western boots that I've ever had, so that was kind of fun. I'm hoping that I can, you know, break them in and have them for years to come. I want them to be my favorite pair. And a tag from some jeans because I'm finally getting to my goal size. And here's some plums on our tree that I turned into plum jam. So I have pictures of that. And then I dehydrated a bunch of plums. And then I started dehydrating the tomatoes because they say it's going to rain this weekend. And so I just picked all the rest of the tomatoes out there, and I'm dehydrating them. And then this is the newspaper article about the rain that's coming, because it's been a long time since it rained here in Oregon, which is rare for us. So that's kind of a big deal. So that is my flip through of my Smash book. And I really, really had fun doing it using, you know, recipe cards and business cards and, I don't know, just putting all kinds of different pieces of my life in this book. And it was really easy because I didn't feel constrained. I didn't feel like I had to go in any particular order or make them all perfect. I could just kind of smash it in here, collage it, layer it, and include a lot of different things from my life in here. So I think it'll be interesting to look back through this in the years to come. And I did use this large binding ring on my spiral binder, and this is still kind of poofy, probably mostly from this, on this corner, from this Hello Kitty tin that I put in here. But even if I took that out, it's still pretty chunky, but it's not so big that it's, you know, breaking the spine or anything. So I had a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to make another one so I can keep going through the holiday seasons. And so if you have any questions for me, just leave me a comment below. And thanks for watching. Bye.